Hey Cancer, let's do your reading. This is for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. It's general, of course, as you know. This is just pre-shuffle, so these are pretty much looking like a new beginning after something new happening. So either freeing yourself, letting go of baggage, diving, jumping in, something like that, something carefree. That amethyst is kind of pulling some strong energy here. Also symmetry, like patterns of the universe. That might be something, sign for some of you. We've got the Justice card, so it's a 2, the number 2. It's also balance, Libran energy, Aries energy, Sag energy with this Tower. Tower is something drastic, something that you can't ignore. Typically it comes to bring change. So let's just see what's going on here. So you guys, this is Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Look what I found on my walk. First time I've ever found blue jay feather, or any blue feathers. I wish these were showing up better. So anyway, not just 1, but 2. Isn't that crazy? For the first time I've ever found feathers, and blue feathers, and I found 2. And I washed them, so they're kind of not as pretty now. I gotta figure out how to I've tried brushing them and combing them. But anyway, so your prayer this month, please say yes, or I affirm, or whatever you want to in the comments to give it more power. But the prayer I'm setting for you guys this month is to embrace change. And this Tower is all about change. Not to run from it, to embrace it. And how change is a blessing if you allow it to be, right? So it's my prayer is for you guys to embrace change. Wow, look at that Empress. Oh my gosh, strength. Okay, I was just started a reading a minute ago and the camera wasn't on, or the camera was full. I had to reformat the card, but after like 3 minutes it cut off, and the strength card was big. So this is powerful so far. You've got the strength card that's maintaining a level of balance. Oh my gosh, look where I split the deck. Wow, you guys. Twin flame, maybe. I mean, I'm feeling it. I kind of tried to shy away from twin flame just because I think it worries me that, and I know it's not my responsibility, but I feel like it worries me that people are taking twin flame and utilizing, you've seen tarot readings that talk about twin flame returns, and it just keeps them stuck. And that's not, that's supposed to happen. You're not supposed to stay stuck. You're supposed to grow. This is twin flame 1111 maybe, foundation. We've got the strength card, Leo energy, being strong, balancing your emotions, that energy between the lion and the lamb. This is also an 8, which is interesting, because this is a Lionsgate reading. So this is about what happens starting in August. Portal opening. The Empress. So we have strong Libran. The Empress is somebody who, she could be a wife, mother, but she's someone who, she's about creation. So 2 cards about creation. 2 cards about balance. Wow. 2 cards about foundation. So the Tower is also about foundation, because it's when something comes crashing down because it wasn't built on a solid foundation. So crazy. I like it. Hopefully I like it. Let's see. So we've got the strength card. Okay. So your energy, Page of Wands. That's communication, but then it's followed by the Hermit, a lot of major arcana. The Page of Wands is communication. So this is kind of telling me, I just picked up on something that was, some of you might be into something to do with stars, starlights, twinkle, twinkle, something like that, okay? But also, it's kind of like this is to speak or not to speak. I'm thinking this is, I just picked up on something that was like saying, show, manifest, action, not words, something like that. So if you're going, should I talk to him? Should I do this? Should I do that? This looks like it might be stressing that action, the power of action over words. We'll have to see what the rest of the reading says, but look there. Or maybe it's about the importance of words, because the Page of Pentacles is stable, it's more substantial. Maybe like this might be shying away from small talk type stuff, or maybe not lowering your value by acting happy and cheerful, like something doesn't bother you when it does, something like that. We've got the World card here. Wow. Cycles completing. A lot of big, major. This is crazy because this is about so Lionsgate is about a portal opening, right? Opportunities. So 5 of Pentacles with the World card. Yeah, moving away from something difficult. That's ending. Whatever this difficult energy you've been in, this tower, it's evening out. It's like a whole new you emerging, which I love to see that, because that's what that prayer intention that was coming through was for. King of Swords and 9 of Swords. This is powerful too, because this keeps showing up and I didn't take it yet. King of Swords, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius could be, but it's also somebody who's very clear and direct about their words, not twisted words. This, in the recent past, this could be somebody regretting something they said that they didn't want, a rejection, somebody saying something that implied a rejection, or maybe somebody knee-jerked. But look at where I split the deck again. 10 of Swords, and then the next card was the 6 of Cups. So I am feeling return energy. Now, never ever does that mean you sit and wait. You always better yourself. You always keep going. Sitting and waiting for someone to return is a doomed plan. You know what I mean? Look at that. Painful ending. There's that 10 of Swords again. Wow. Just showing you where I split the deck. 2 of Cups. Thank you. Yeah, Judgment. Something ended. Something painful. Very painful ended, but it's being resurrected. Could be a judgment call too. It could be a major decision, but this reading, powerful upheaval, powerful something blew up in somebody's face. Somebody's having to be very strong and stable and be clear. 808 on the camera when I looked. So this is like, oh man, more majors. Chariot and the Sun. So I think the communication part of this reading is saying be clear and direct and deliberate. Don't mince words. Don't pretend you're not hurt if you are, but don't. So didn't we have Ace of Swords? So the Ace of Swords, it's like a decision to be very stable. So if you need to communicate with someone, what keeps you in your power and is more effective is to not show a lot of emotion, or I'm not saying not to show emotion, but when you take the emotion out of communication, you get received better. Like if you say, you're always XYZ, or you never, try to avoid words like that are dramatic. You know what I'm saying? Using words like, it's just more practical to da-da-da-da-da, or using words like, it just makes sense, or not practical, or rational. Let's just go over this rationally. Here's what happened. I felt like da-da-da-da. This is all about a return and how to handle the return. And that is going to be in a way that doesn't short yourself, of acknowledging that you had emotions, but at the same time being strong and stable and clear about them, not apologizing for how you felt, but not exploiting it either, or magnifying it either for a certain response, right? You're not trying to get a certain response. We want a certain response, but be careful not to word your words that way. You want a natural, authentic response to your natural, authentic feelings, and that's going to come when your speak's really, stable. I was hurt. But it doesn't have to be, you're always hurting me. Does that make sense? Are you guys, is this making sense? I hope. Yeah, look at that. New love is coming. I wonder if you guys are going to have a choice, because it shows right here a choice between two. I'm surprised we didn't get the Lovers card, but look at that again. 4 of Wands, 11, divine timing, trusting. And maybe that's the communication too, is look, this is, conveying that someone is important, but you're not, gonna, you guys, there's that whole thing about people who are like, well, I'm never going to be happy with anyone else, or I'll wait for you. That's what I think this is saying. Kind of avoiding, trying to push you against not doing that. Hold your ground, hold your value. A new beginning when the time is right. And if that person's not ready to show up, then for the 10 of Cups. So, okay, I think this is about stating what you want clearly. When this person returns, when you get that opportunity, it's not pushing it on them. It's, first of all, it's knowing for yourself. Because if you are clear, maybe write it down. I've been writing things down. It's been freaking amazing how much clearer it makes it. This is what I want. Why do I want that? Because it makes me feel this, this, and this. How do I achieve that? Well, you don't achieve it by letting somebody be in your life that isn't giving you what you want, right? When you write it down, it's like, oh, why do I want this person? Or, yeah, maybe I want this person, but I want this person in this way, not in this way. Am I totally confusing or what? I just think you got to communicate clearly and emotionally, firmly, and cooperatively, right? In a very stable way. You guys check out those Twin Flame Extendeds down below if you haven't. Those are really, really good, and they're very clear. It is all about clear communication. There also, I think in the past, there was something was communicated in like an anger moment, or somebody said something that they regret wasn't true, overreacted. Not that you don't have the feelings there. Those feelings might be there. But there's a very strong emphasis here on maybe, whoever said things they regret, there's the learning not to do that. I don't know. I mean, I do, but I'm having a hard time articulating it. But there's a tower here with truth and clarity. Somehow this tower is beneficial. It's bringing things to light, and it's going to clear up maybe some bad habits of improper communication. Look at that. The ending, a death card. King of Wands. Like, is there a hothead here? Does somebody say things they regret? Whoops. Be authentic. Just be authentic. Sounds like a cheer in my head. The Chariot, forward motion. Whoa. I think it's better to let there be distance and space than to say things just to get a response in it's better to let it come back slowly and stable than to, whoops, look at this. I mean, it's all over the place. It looks like a return, but there's just something else about being stable about it. Communication. Yeah, don't say things. Okay, here's what I think it is, and I'm sorry if this makes you mad. There's something about somebody just wanting a response, even if it's negative, just to get some sort of reaction. So if that's happening to you, then here's your note to ignore, right? It's better to let it cool off and breathe. Let it breathe. There's also a need for, remember that whole thing we got about words? Actions speak louder than words. So there could be a need to say, you know, or realize that I appreciate you saying these things. I just would, you know, we'll feel better about it once I see it. Wow, look at that. Did you guys see that? I put that back. I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. Wow. So Cancer, somebody here I think is really uncomfortable with the time and space it takes to let things breathe and clear, you know, space in the mind, you know. The energy of fear has many guises to complicate your path to loving yourself. Yeah, I think there's a need to be able to be still with yourself, okay? I, again, write things down as my vote. Guilt is the most devious because it is a wolf in sheep's clothing. It is self-imposed emotion that pretends to be instructive and enlightening. But guilt can help us grow when we realize that our actions have been hurtful and that we need to make amends. After we do so, it's time to learn from the behavior and move on. The problem arises when we hold on to guilty feeling that serves no purpose other than promoting self-destructiveness and low self-esteem. Aww. So no one is perfect. Everyone makes mistakes. Guilt is not always rational, but if you examine it subjectively, act on it, and release it, it becomes a temporary emotion. Long-held guilty feelings are never good and will create a roadblock to self-love and happiness. You must continually scan your current emotions for any guilty feelings and bring them to the surface for analysis. Healthy guilt is a warning that action should be taken. Irrational guilt needs to be released. So there's somebody feeling really guilty for something they said, and it might be that continuing to spin it or excuse it or twist it or say, oh, it was because of XYZ, that could be what's happening here too. Because there's like a knee jerk, like, oh, well, I can say it because of this. So, I mean, I don't know, put that in the right place. Whoever's doing it, but let me grab an oracle. Looks like, those look like a twin flame. And I think there's just a need to acknowledge that divine timing is at play and that some lessons need to, I don't know, some tower needs to play out. Remember in the beginning I said amethyst. Oh my gosh. That's never happened. I said amethyst. This amethyst is pulling strong energy. Or I hope that wasn't before the camera cut off. But that was one of the first things I said, amethyst. And then I also talked about symmetry, the symmetry of the universe. So I hope that was in this reading, not before the camera. I had to redo it. Okay, so anyway, reveal. Oh, I love it. I love it. Sometimes I question myself, you know, and I like can't get it out very clear. And then these cards come around and they're like, this is what you're trying to say. So revealing your true self. As you allow others to know the real you, you feel loved for who you truly are. So I feel like, again, this is about feeling sure enough of yourself to not have to say, well, I did it because of this. Well, if you did something, I did it because I felt XYZ. And that's good enough. That's a good enough reason. Doesn't mean it was right. It just means that there's a time for you to start embracing who you really are and how you feel. And sometimes when we've been raised, you know, to think that we're always wrong, we aren't comfortable in that, and we have to relearn that. And let me tell you, I know all about that. So let's see, amethyst 19. Wow, that's a gem of love. So this card comes to you to reassure you that it's safe to be real and authentic with others. Wow. You will feel this is everything I've been saying. You will feel much better when you reveal your true feelings, even if others don't understand. Bottling them up isn't healthy, nor is it effective. Remember that people can disagree and still love each other, provided that they treat the relationship with respect. So if you guys have Gemini in your chart, watch the last Gemini reading, because that one had, or if there's a Gemini involved, had a lot of, or this, even if you don't even know if you have Gemini in your chart, but this reading has a similar message. And I think I go into it, but it kind of explores it a little more. So bottling them up isn't healthy. Remember that people can disagree and still love each other, provided that they treat the relationship with respect. If you have been teased for being different, you may fear revealing your true self. That's what happens in childhood sometimes. Your guardian angel is assuring you that you are unique. This is such a strong feeling. Are unique, created for a special purpose, and you will find your special purpose by revealing your uniqueness. Your guardian angels love you unconditionally and know who you really are, what your dreams are, and what you're capable of. Be sure to call upon God and your guardian angels to boost your confidence and learn to love yourself as they love you. This card is a sign for you to complete a project that's from your heart, such as writing a book. Oh, goodness. Creating a book or song, creating an artistic piece, or starting a business that will help others. Pray for courage and to be led to trustworthy, helpful people who will honor and support your journey. So about the amethyst, on the outside amethyst stones, this one's really faded, appear to be plain gray rocks. It's only once they're opened up that you see the inner beauty of the violet quartz crystals. Amethyst can boost your positive energy and confidence. There you go, Cancer. You guys please tell me in the comments if this was helpful, how it was helpful. Such a powerful message about authenticity, and it doesn't have to be so extreme one way or the other. If you just, write it down if you're struggling. I'm really encouraging you to write it down, but it looks like you got a twin flame situation here that's got you out of whack. And some things have been said, maybe by them, maybe by you, but rewind that if you need to. This card was freaking amazing. It came from the crystal angels, okay? All right, Cancer, love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye, Cancer.